Okay, got it.
Just in time.
Okay.
Ding. Entrepreneur. Felt right.
Tenure.
Nut.
Mm-hmm.
Neuterer.
Naruto.
Return.
It's an anime.
Return. Return.
Return to sender.
Address unknown. No such number.
Ooh, unenter. How about that? Can you unenter a room?
I have entered, and I will unenter
Will
later.
Unenter stage right.
Wait, how do I do this?
June.
Renew rut.
Wait, I put it in. How do
Rin your rut. Rin your
how
rut.
do you click it? Wait, I don't know.
Make sure that
You just
You just
write
have to
in
comment.
the chat. It looks
I
like you had a
I
character
did
in
comment.
front
It
of
somebody
didn't,
tenure.
it didn't put
Yeah,
my
if
word in.
I think you
Are you
had
logged in?
a comma in front of it when you were typing it. It looked like there
Comma?
was extra. Looks
Oh,
like there
yeah,
was a
you did put a
character there.
This is
comma in
awesome,
front of
by
it.
the way, just to hear this.
Oh, there I am. No, wait, no, mine isn't there. Wait, I put mine on. Unrecognized command.
See, this is how the game's going to go. Like, wait a
It
minute.
is. What's happening?
Wait, a comma.
What's
and then tenure?
technology?
It's like if anybody ever saw the Celebrity Jeopardy, where Quentin Tarantino was on, and his buzzer would never key in. And he was very not happy about that.
Oh, I can imagine.
Wait, how do you?
Oh man, good one, Moonraven, with the neuter.
Oh yeah.
I've got a good one too. I just can't get it on there.
You gotta stop
Well,
putting the comma in front
I'm
of it.
telling you,
I did
don't
put a
we all?
comma in front of it.
No, don't put a
Don't
comma.
put a
You
comma.
don't put a comma in front of it.
Yeah.
All right, so I type in tenure.
The last thing that you want to do is put a comma in
minute.
front of it.
Oh Jesus!
I'm logged in.
Never do it.
And then you kept putting commas in front of things.
Oh,
Oh, maybe it's not on me.
Maybe that's not a word.
No, it's a word.
Maybe that's-
TENU. Oh no, it's not a word. There's only one E.
Ah.
now we're getting to the bottom of this.
Hey, 2 stars. Okay.
There we
Okay.
go.
Okay. There we go. Well, I had a little bit of a jump on everybody.
I play these.
I'm not gonna
Going.
brag
Keep
about
it
it.
going.
Play these friggin' games all day long.
Clangin'. Clangy eye.
Calling.
Gal.
What?
Wait, okay. Oh, there we go. Hey, I'm on, guys.
Stealing my clang.
Calagan. There it is. Calagan.
Calagan. Calagan.
Oh, lilac. That's a good one to get. Wait,
Yeah.
how come it didn't get that? I put that on. Oh, wait a minute.
Jellicle. Is the cat's Jellicle.
Jellicle.
Angelical cats are on
Angelical
the
cats.
move. Angelical cats are cool.
Well, I mean, of course, there's Gain, there's Lane, there's I mean, don't make me call them all out.
There's
How about acing? Like you're
uh,
acing
Oh,
the
acing
test.
is good. Wait, Matt, you didn't put that in.
I'm not on. I let you all do that, and of course, don't
There we
forget
go.
align. You have to align your beliefs,
Oh, that's a
everybody.
good one.
I'm feeding you. I'm feeding you. All right.
Thank
I'm,
you.
listen,
I
I'm
need
Magic
to be
Johnson.
fed.
I feed you the
Feed
past.
me, Seymour.
Oh, we
Feed
almost-
me.
We got 2 left. We could actually
We
complete
can
one.
actually
This might
get this
happen.
one.
This might happen.
Maybe.
Uh,
Clan.
Alicia.
Let's
There we
see.
go.
Yep, clan isn't in there. You got it.
Did
You got it,
take
Mr.
it.
Proof.
There,
Oh yeah.
No, I
you, may,
typed.
you may have
One
done. If
more.
you do one,
I
you have
typed
like
clan.
you have like a lockout
Ah,
period.
kaboom!
after you do
15
a
words.
word.
15 words.
15
Ah!
for 15.
All right.
Ladies and gentlemen.
We did
Can
it.
we
And that's
actually?
the show.
Oh my
That's the
God.
show. Good
That's
night.
it. You
Good
gotta
night.
There's no way we
now.
can clear this before
Ended
the
on
show
a-
starts. But we
Ended
gotta-
on a
we
high
gotta limit.
note.
Yeah, we should have just let
Ah.
it drop and then sat here in awkward silence for
Score?
a minute.
Covers.
Oh.
Cover. Verso, good one.
I don't play all that word with friends for nothing. Well, I do actually.
Rove. ROVE.
Yeah, there you go.
Roves.
Here you go. Servo. You're right. As in the Mystery Science Theater character.
Servo. Yeah, Tom Servo.
No one put Source.
Servo.
Like the Source Awards. No, wait, no, there's a U in that.
No
never
you.
mind. There's no U.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Roscoe. No.
Mhm.
Roscoe.
Get the Roscoe.
Cesaro. with a Roman A that's an upside down V, or an upside down A is a
Or
V.
over. We're all over.
We don't. Nobody.
All right, that's it.
Or-
Get out of here. Let's do a show.
All right,
Here we
we should do a
go.
show. All right.
Oh, whoops, that's not the thing.
I did it.
Let's go to Matt.
Ah.
Do we just go to the intro?
Hello, this is Bernie Sanders, also known as Bernard Sanders, here to calling in to Own Every Word to congratulate last month's winners. Congratulations to RM Panda 2023. Apparently you're a winner of some sort, something that I only knew in primaries, but not in my presidential campaign. King Bitcoin. Oh, I can tell because you're a king, you're part of the 1% of 1% of 1%, and that is a problem. Share your Bitcoin with other people, please. King Bitcoin. Word Raven. Quoth the Word Raven, you're a winner. And last but certainly not least, Bonifax, you're a big old game show winner. Congratulations to all of you people. I love words. I say them a lot. And make sure that you distribute your prize NFTs equally amongst all of the word herd. Bernie Sanders, I'm out.
I want to just give a slow clap right there. Thank you to the Bernie Sanders, and welcome to the new and improved Own Every Word game show, the show where the word herd submits answers to fill in the blank statements, questions, and games. And the Own Every Word team debates which is the best answer. The word herder who submitted the winning word earns an incredible official, unofficial NFT prize with their name on it. I'm your host, Matt Harris. And as always, before we get started, it's time for our Wizard's Pick, a word that won the online game show first. Let's check it out.
Dorky Lay. Dorky Lay. She was seduced by Dorky Lay.
I love the rhyme scheme in that one, too. Well, I'm here with a terrific group of panelists, and we'll meet them shortly. But first, let's throw caution to the wind. Come on, my 100%. Let's dive into round one. Ha ha ha. So our first game is Word of the Year, where you can combine as many of your words as you want to make a word or compound word that fits its definition. So what we have here is when your mom, it's a verb, when your mom catches you with a blow-up doll and you pretend you're practicing ventriloquism. Blank is what we have. Let's see what the word herd came up with. So, when your mom catches you with a blow-up doll and you pretend you're practicing ventriloquism, is it pork vocalists training, safe sex boogie, horror, percolated jogging, or closed-mouthed? Quite the interesting thing that we have here. Let's jump right into it right here and say, Mike Hughes, let's just get some first impressions off the top of your head. What jumps out at you here?
Well, first of all, anything involving me in any sort of sexual activity and my mother observing any of it would constitute horror.
Mm-hmm.
However, I was also intrigued by the now. Just so we know, are we discussing or are we picking right now? I just want to know.
This is just what jumps out at you first. Well, how does it hit you? Right. Maybe this one, maybe that one.
Yeah, obviously, with the idea of it being a blow-up doll, well, it's very much safe sex, pretty much as safe as it could be, unless somebody didn't wash it well. I think I'm not familiar with blow-up dolls, but I think most of them are not closed mouth. I think they often have some sort of mouth-like opening. I don't know. And of course, though, when you're dealing with the ventriloquism, the vocalist is an important thing, particularly when combined with the porking. That's a nice merger of the two. So these choices trigger a lot of emotions in me, I must say.
All right. Well, this is a safe space. You feel free to express to the extent that you are comfortable with.
Well, my
And
mother's not watching, so.
and speaking of safe spaces and just bursting in like the Kool-Aid man, let's go to Phil Ranta. Phil Ranta.
Well, a big
I
part
say
of
that
it.
because emotionally you are a force to be reckoned with, my friend.
That's
So
true.
what
Hey,
jumps out at you here?
am I talking right now, or am I closed mouth? And that's how you do ventriloquism. Huh? It doesn't. I'm gonna drink water. Get. Ventriloquism is great. I'm glad we're doing 5 instead of 10 because I feel like we can give everything due consideration. I like that change in this. So let's go. Pork vocalist training. Of course, you need to have vocalist training because you're porking the doll and you need to make it ventriloquism. So every word in that is important and right. Safe sex boogie. There's no safer sex than sex with an inanimate object. And I'm going to get that on the back of my truck and I'm going to drive it around. Horror, of course, because, it's blow-up dolls are pretty horrific if you think about it. And moms are pretty horrific when they're checking that out. So, I do like percolated jogging a little bit because something about percolated jogging makes me think that it's like sweating, like really sweating it, so that one feels good. But I got like closed mouth just feels the best because you're closed mouth for 2 reasons, because you're ventriloquism and because you're like, So I don't know. I think there's a lot of solid stuff there.
Well, as would the mom if she walked in on that. So let's go now to.
Thank you, Phil.
I just had to sit with that for a second right there. Yeah. I was like, okay, all right. Anyway, Kimbrell, what do you think?
These clowns are just not reading the prompt. Clearly, they're not looking at the one word that sticks out, which is mom. And what comes to mind is you want to make your mom proud, and your mom would be proud to know that you're doing something to better yourself. So the only things that stick out, the only ones that make sense, are pork vocalist training and percolated jogging. If my mom caught me, with a blow-up doll, I'd say, "Look, I'm practicing ventriloquism. It's percolated jogging, or it's pork vocalist training." And she goes, "Oh, okay. I'm glad you're doing something with your life." Final answer.
You know what? I actually, I want to say that, oddly enough, I don't know why, but I'm starting out tonight, and I'm in sync with Sam Kimbrell of all people, because I thought,
therapist, buddy, man, that's not a good sign.
If you walk in, and what if you get a proud mom who just wants to support, and she's like, "All right, honey, well, let's see what you got so far. What's your act?" And then you have to go through with it. That's a whole other situation right there. But I'll tell you what, while we're all percolating with that, here's what I'd like you to do, panelists. I want you to get your writing utensils. I want you to get your writing services. And now I want you to start picking some final thoughts. And while you're doing that, we're going to pop over to Sam Proof and the Word Herd and see what they're talking about.
Oh, it's you. Why are you always stealing my thunder? I mean, hey, why are you always stealing my thunder?
Okay, all right.
Ventriloquism. All right. Spin to Turtle starts us off with, "I have to say, I never expected to feel the burn prior to a show." Yeah, we're not chinsing out here. We're only pulling the big strings. So yeah, get ready for that, and maybe some chlamydia. We'll see. Moonraven says pork, the other latex. Fantastic. Spin to Turtle back with, "My balls feel like a pair of maracas. If they sound like maracas, however, go get a doctor. Check that thing out." Or those things. Moonraven comes back with, "I'm up for the urge to merge." He continues to say things, but it should have ended right there. That was perfect. Put it on a shirt. I want that. And then Spin to Turtle continues with, "I think pork vocalist training matches the prompt best." So a legitimate comment here. First time in history, I guess, of a show. So that's nice. We'll get a little bronze plaque, and that'll be that. And then finally wraps it up with, "However, percolated jogging sounds like something I would like to see acted out. So I'm going to call out Sam Kimbrell and see what he can do. And then maybe we'll go to a consensus."
Not the first time.
I'm telling you, we're this is where we're starting. We're all in sync with Sam Kimbrell. God help us all. But we're back. It's time to see what our panelists came up with. So, Mike Hughes, since I started with you, I'm going to start with you again. Where did you land on this?
Well, I forgot to address percolated jogging. To me, this sounds a little bit of like a 1940 upbeat big band kind of thing, like percolated jogging. I'm going percolated jogging, me and my blow up doll. I also Sam Kimbrell, I really respect your lack of uptightness at the prospect of your mother observing you and practicing your sexual prowess. Clearly not raised Catholic. But ultimately, I had to go with the choice that I thought best hit both. Although what Phil said about closed mouth was very apt, but I had to go with the phrase that I thought really captured everything going on here, which is pork vocalist training.
Pork vocalist training. I like it. I do see what you're talking about with closed mouth. It also depends on what part of the blow up doll was being activated at the time. But let's go over to Phil Ranta. And Phil, where did you land on this?
Mom, what are you doing in here? Oh, I'm just pork vocalist training. La 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 la. Pork vocalist training. I'm not doing anything weird. Right? Pretty good, huh?
You know what?
I'm the next Jeff Dunham.
Well, people did say he was a dick. Now, listen,
we're
going to...
finger on a stick. Awkward the terrorist doll. Ah!
I find that less offensive than I do some of the Jeff Dunham stuff. So, so I think it works out. I think you should take that on the road. You'll apparently make millions of dollars. So, Sam Kimbrell, look, we've already got a majority, but where did you land on this?
I landed on the one that I thought would be funny to draw, and that's my final answer, which is percolated jogging. I have a guy jogging, and he's carrying the percolated coffee or whatever, but also giant rack.
Okay, he works out. Dude works out. All right.
Fabio.
I lost that. There's already a consensus, so fuck it.
There is a consensus. There is a consensus, but I'll tell you what. We at least started in sync with you, so that's something to say. But it looks like pork vocalist training is where we have landed right off the bat. I have to agree. Pork vocalist training, it's all in there. That's literally, it almost sounds like the Aristocrats joke. Like, so a mother walks in and catches her son with a blow-up doll. She says, "What are you doing?" He says, "Pork vocalist training." Brum-ching, and then everybody can add their thing onto it. So I think that we have reached the correct thing. However, I do want to say, you know what? Thank you for not conforming to gender norms, Sam. All right. And you draw what you want to draw. So very congrats. Congrats to
a nice fat rack. Okay. I've said it for years.
That's right. Congrats to Bearish Bird. Bearish
Bird. Sam objectifies everyone.
Damn
and that's why you should vote for me.
Hi, Soda Reap. Good. I'm glad that you joined us, Soda Reap. You passed out with the kids, but now you're with us. Hello, and yes, pork vocalist training. You will be receiving an official, unofficial, own every word NFT prize. And now that we've done round one, everybody, we're loose. We are in our heads about ventriloquism. Let's say hello to our panelists. So, hello, panelists. How are you all doing? Here's a story. First, joining us today, I'm so happy you're here, Mike Hughes. How you doing? How does the day find you?
I've been binging TV shows before my Apple Plus subscription runs out today. So that's been my day.
Absolutely. Oh yeah, the last Ted Lasso drop. So yeah,
last Ted Lasso. So I said I will not spoil it for anyone. So I hate spoilers. So
all right,
but I'm not. But one thing we're not going to spoil is a good time on this show, right?
Boom, that's right. Absolutely. All right. Well, good to have you here, Phil Ranta, the man with the plan. How you doing today?
I'm good. I'm excited for the new format changes for this show. I'm excited that we're down to 5 instead of 10 so that we can have a little more time for the comedy. And I'm excited that in the final round, somebody's going to be winning a word, a wizard, and an official, unofficial NFT. I think that really raises the stakes for the 5th round.
Absolutely.
Wow.
5th round, big prize. They get a little hat trick of prizes, 3 prizes in 1 round. It's definitely special.
Yeah.
Sam Kimbrell, like the haircut, like the whole vibe. How you doing?
I'm fantastic. I'm ready to choose words. I'm ready to play. I'm ready to go. I didn't have anything planned funny to say there. And
It worked.
Words well chosen. I'll say that. You came here to choose words, and that's what you did.
And that's what we're here to do.
Repetition is often funny.
That's right. Give it up to Moon Raven. Shouting out Sam. Sam looks
Repetition
fresh tonight.
is often funny.
Hey, I took a shower before the show tonight.
There you go. Sam is looking fresh tonight, and as we repeat, and well, now look, people. If I could call you that, people, persons.
We are.
I'm glad that you're all here. What do you say we jump into round 2 and see what words we can choose? Round 2, everybody, is called question answer, and just like an unnamed popular game show, you're gonna write the question to the following answer to fill in the blank. Here's what we got. Your gift for Mother's Day when you forgot and grabbed the first thing you found in your fridge. What is blank? Let's see what the word herd came up with. Your gift for Mother's Day when you forgot and grabbed the first thing you found in your fridge. What is regaled feedstock? What is pale ale? What is can? What is wild pig? What is humid meat? Okay. All right. See, when you get to the 5, you can really let each of them sink in and see the dismal picture that each of them provides, at least in my head. Sam Kimbrell, let's start with you. What jumps out at you here?
As you know, Matt Harris, my mother is a caveman, and I could only grab one thing, and that's humid meat. The cave people really don't like refrigerators. It's all about humid meat, and that's really the only answer is humid meat. Wild pig we have all the time. We're cave people. It happens. Cans we can't even open them. We don't even know how to figure them out. The thing at the top is very hard to figure out. Pale ale. I mean, we're not hipsters. And regaled feedstock. That's for those city folks. So the only answer, truly, for my family and my mother, is humid meat.
Right on. Right on. I would question what was going on with the fridge, that the meat was humid. But you know what?
That's cold for us.
Oh, okay.
I have electricity.
Gotcha. See, now it's all coming clear now. You know, Mike Hughes, I saw your head bobbing up and down. So something's jumped out at you. I can feel it. What happened here?
Yeah, I have some thoughts on all this. I think a lot of, what is the best answer depends upon us expanding our frame of reference. Ooh. For instance, I did grow up in a country adjacent area, so it's not unthinkable that I don't know if it's regaled or whatever feedstock it is would be in a refrigerator if that happens to be where you are. We can't assume everyone is a city folk. Another thing I think about is kind of the perception that we're bringing into this is we assume it's like our refrigerator at home, but maybe it's like a walk-in fridge that would be large enough to hold things like at a supermarket or a big restaurant. So you could hang a wild pig up in there, Sure. You could have maybe your refrigerator doesn't work real well, so the meat gets a little mushy, gets a little humid, gets a little watery. Maybe you don't have a big pantry, so you have to store stuff where you can. So in the refrigerator, you put some cans in there because there's a little extra room. Or maybe your mom is like my mom, and the one thing she's going to want to get on Mother's Day is alcohol. So you get for the pale ale. I think it's really a matter of expanding our minds as to what the best answer is.
You know what, and I like the expansion because you kind of took us through like a Steinbeck novel, and then it made me think of like, you know, Philadelphia with Rocky in it, but like the Rocky one, and then just like Irish Catholic drinking. Like that's like all of that is just brought together. And I think we have the new Ben Affleck movie that's coming out soon. So look for it, people. Love it. Love it. So Phil Ranta, first impressions, you got a lot already swimming around in there. What's going, where does your head at?
First, Matt, do you want to hear a medieval Yo Mama joke?
Oh, but I do.
Oh, Yo Mama is so obese.
How obese is she?
Your mother is so obese, I regaled her with feedstock.
Boo! Oh!
Those are dueling words.
Slap, slap,
Phil.
slap, slap.
In thine face.
There's something about regaling somebody with feedstock that makes me very happy because they're like, feedstock. I think that human meat is the only kind of meat you want to eat. You don't want to eat dry meat. So that's kind of a really nice thing to get some. I mean, dry, tough, gross meat. I want my meat humid. Make my meat humid. But really, I mean, pale ale can, sure. Like my mom drinks alcohol. You know, my mom's got cans, right? But
yes,
the important,
does.
right? But the important thing here, though, is what do all women, not just mamas, but what do all women want for presents is cute animals. And sometimes those cute animals are live pigs that you find inside of your refrigerator and then give to her. Cute little wild pigs that will come and wreck your house until you tame them. And then they'll grow up to be big boars someday, which is pretty cool.
Could happen. What if your refrigerator is hooked up to Narnia? All right. Then there will definitely be a direct link to there.
That's true. That's
absolutely true. Wow. Well, you've given me a lot to think about. I'm sure you've given each other a lot to think about. I see that the comment section is already jumping up. People have ideas. They have things they want to say. So let's jump over to Sam Proof and the Word Herd while you all write down your final answers.
All right, let's take a look. Soda Reap starts us off with, what is humid meat, though? Yeah, can anyone really know humid meat? This is like the most metaphysical. Yeah. It's really thought-provoking. We're just going to have to move on. Fungus says, human meat directly out of the fridge. Fix your fridge. Yeah.
My point initially.
Or is that fridge doing exactly what it should do? Because you don't want frozen meat, right? No. All right, Spin to Turtle says, meat you put away and covered before it cooled is the cardinal sin, right? You got to let that come to room temperature.
Absolutely.
Or what? It gets bacteria? Is that a thing? I don't know. It just becomes humid and stays juicy and delicious. I don't see the problem. Moonraven wrapping it up with after Mom walked in. Yeah, after Mom walked in on the doll act, I'm not sure she wants to receive the humid meat. Right, this poor lady is going through just a terrible, terrible Mother's Day. But you know what she does want to receive? A consensus from our panelists. Back to the
boom! I saw it, and I was like, "Do it for me," and he did it for me, and I'm happy that he did. So we're back to get a consensus in our round 2 here. Mother's Day. First thing you found in the fridge, Sam Kimbrell. Where did you land?
As we all know, moms get the titles of movies wrong, and I realized that every mom's favorite movie is the 2007 action-adventure comedy Wild Hogs, starring Tim Allen and John Travolta, William H. Macy, Ray Liotta, John Travolta, Marissa Tomei, and Peter Fonda. She's always like, hey, bring over a wild pig. It was Wild Pig the entire time, gang.
Boom. Boom. Was Martin Lawrence in that one?
Let me check.
I figured. I knew you weren't going to name those names without looking at IMDb.
Respect.
He wasn't in that one. There was a very similar movie at the same time that he was in.
Yeah, he was in it. He was in it, according to the internet.
He was in it. He was in a lot of them. That's why he was that guy. All right. I love it. Wild Pig 2 wild hogs. It's so logical when Sam Kimbrell says it. Oh my God. Has he done Inception on me? Am I just now all of a sudden going to agree with everything that Sam Kimbrell says? Don't pitch me any business ideas. Do not. And other panelists, do not let him do so. So, Mike Hughes, you've heard our first answer. Where did you land on this?
You know, when Phil was talking, it dawned on me that the way he described the wild pig guess is kind of like what happens in a marriage. You start off thinking you're going to get a wild pig and you end up with a big boar. Ba-dum-bum. Hey.
Ouch.
Ouch. But as we said, we're all approaching this from our own frame of reference. So I ultimately had to think, if I were in that situation and I had those 5 options in the fridge, which is the one that my mother would like the most? And there was absolutely no contest.
Oh.
But notice I got a card and wrapping paper.
That's okay. I was going to add, yeah. So that's kind of.
I didn't have a present, but I had something. I had a bow to put on top. So
yes, but now if the insinuation is that is wrapping, I guess I do like that you spared your mom any suspense and just wrote pale ale on top of the wrapping.
Or maybe I got
to say, you know what, Mom. Happy Mother's Day. Here's some nice wrapping. It's pale ale. And I like that.
I don't stand on ritual, Matt. You know, I am not one. I'm like, let's just get to the point.
Without it, we are no more than beasts.
Yeah.
All right. So we got wild pig. We got pale ale. Phil, Ranta, where did you land on this?
There is no consensus yet.
Oh, boy.
And therefore, I have to say what's logical here, because you forgot, so you didn't pre-plan. So what's in my fridge? I'm always out of beer. I don't have wild pigs waiting for me. You know what I always have in my fridge?
Uh-oh.
A little bit of that human meat.
Human meat.
That's my mom going, thanks. Because that's the best I could do. At the very least, it's sloppy steaks. See? Yum.
Yeah. I can see the sweat lines and I can see the puddle. So, panelists, for shame. Even though all of you use brilliant logic to get where you are, we do not have a consensus, and that is not okay in the Own Every Word world. So, time to come to a consensus now. Who here has the best argument? Let's go. Let's see. Who now Phil says it's only logical to dehuman meat. All right.
And she's wearing a tube top, not a tank top, Moonraven.
Well, I tell you now, that tube top is what those in the cave community wear. Right. So really, the answer is human. I changed my answer to human meat.
Oh.
Well, then my vote is meaningless then, but in the instance
I guess it's just meaningless then.
In the interest of this, I almost wrote human meat, but
there we go. Human meat.
I'll change for the sake, because that or pale ale are, logically speaking, the only 2 things that really would be in a fridge that any of us would have.
Absolutely.
Wait, we weren't talking about human meat this whole time?
Well,
now we don't really say this anymore.
But the vote is in. The host calls it humid meat. And so let's give a big congrats to Reno Cap.
Hey.
Reno Cap. Yo. We congratulate you. Bernie congratulates you. You are now the official, you are the winner of an official, unofficial NFT prize, winner of our round 2. And now we are on to round 3, people. Round 3, the one that we call Gang Name, where you come up with a name for the following group of people. Let's see what we got here. Ungrateful kids who still want to get a piece of that inheritance. Let's see what the word herd came up with. So, what do you call those ungrateful kids who still want to get a piece of that inheritance? Unprincipled chimps. Broke monsters. Disease. Eternal latchkey child. Early burnout alumnus. I like all of these. That's my first impression. Right off the bat, I like all these. Phil Ranta, what do you think?
You broke monsters! You unprincipled chimps! You're a disease, you eternal latchkey child! You early burnout alumnus! All are great. you guys. The word herd did a killer job here. I think that the one that hit me the hardest though is disease, because it's just like it's like the beginning of Home Alone where they're like, Kevin, you're such a disease, and it just like cuts deep, you know. But I think that like there's something about Eternal Latchkey Child too that's just like, you're running all around like an eternal latchkey, like you never grew up. I think disease is probably my favorite, but there's a lot of good stuff here.
Absolutely. Yeah, Eternal Latchkey Child makes me think it's like your parents are never home. Great. Yeah, I agree with you. They really just they blow it all out. And I think you're right. Sam Proof, that is how Robin Williams' monologue starts in the Dead Poets Society. Mike Hughes, what jumps out as your first here?
Well, it's when I read about ungrateful kids wanting an inheritance. Obviously, after this week, my first thought was Succession. And then Phil gets with what looked to be a really good Logan Roy impression there. I mean, really, everything he said is something that I could hear Brian Cox yelling and just punctuate it with a fuck off, and then you'd be all set. And then on top of that, you mentioned Home Alone. Kevin McAllister, played by Macaulay Culkin, whose brother is Kieran Culkin. So there's a lot of Succession in the air.
Whoa.
This,
Never saw it.
Yeah. But with all of these, I see things, so obviously that frame of reference, the way Phil read them, they all could resonate, You could, and I thought about also with inheritance, rich, ungrateful. Well, you could see someone who has an inheritance coming. They're going to be more likely to go to school without really caring about getting a degree or a job. Early burnout alumnus. They're likely to stay kind of arrested in their development. Another TV show about rich people. So they could be an eternal last key child. As we've seen, they all have severe psychological issues. So there's your disease. You don't get rich. You don't get to have an inheritance if you have any principles at all, as Bernie Sanders would probably say. And then, of course, if they need an inheritance, they could be broke, and they're probably monsters because they're rich. So really, all of these are in the realm of possibilities, especially when read by Logan Roy Ranta.
Absolutely. All right. I'm with you. This is a tough choice, but Sam Kimbrell, you're a guy who's good on his feet. So what comes out at you first here?
Honestly, what sticks out is the word kids. You see the word kids, you think of Pokemon, right? You get rid of the B and the R in broke monsters, and you get okay monsters. The only logical answer is broke monsters, clearly.
Oh. Now, again, your logic is permeated. It's permeated through my skull, and now I can't see it any other way. Oh, man. And then you got to catch them all because it's part of that inheritance. Stop it.
It's a disease.
Stop it. Because you have infected me. All right. Well, I'm too convinced, but it's not up to me. Why don't you all write something down? Let's go over to Sam Proof and the Word Herd and see what they can say.
All right, let's take a look. Moonraven says these are all so good. Yeah, this was a hard one. I don't know that we're gonna get a consensus here. It's gonna be tough. Spin Turtle says I really wanted to say something clever here, but damn, these choices are so good. So instead, we get just a regular old statement, nothing clever. Spinda, we set up all the goalposts for you. You could just knock one through by accident. All right, Fungus says, stay broke, monsters. You ain't getting shit. Oh, was I supposed to censor myself?
I forgot to beep. That was late on it.
Yeah, that's the second T-shirt of the show, I think. That's fantastic. It also, I think that's a good hashtag, stay broke, monsters. Yeah. And Moonraven says, Brokemon.
Brokemon.
I feel weird. Brokemon. Yeah, that's right. That's what it is. Yeah. Well, I broke that one. So back to you to see if you can fix it with a consensus.
Oh, well, it's okay. I'm just going to take a little peek at you and say that you're doing all right. Hell, ladies and gentlemen, I apologize, but let's check in with our illustrious panelists. And see, I have to say this right now, just before we even get into these final answers. Yes, word heard, you have outdone yourselves. All right. These are all masterpieces. You are all winners, but there can be only one. So, Phil Ranta, where did you land on this?
I was swayed hard. I was swayed by the comment section hard. I was swayed by Sam hard. I think that the only answer is Brokemon, gotta
It's
save them all. Brokemon, give Snorlax some change, holding a cardboard sign. Brokemon, Meowth has his pockets turned out like the Monopoly guy who went bankrupt. Brokemon!
Oh, it's happening. It's happening. Oh no, is Sam Kimbrell catching? Oh no. Oh, okay. All right. I mean, it's hard not to be swayed, but let's see though. Let's go to a sensible human being. Mike Hughes, where did you land on this?
Well, I had an answer jump out at me as soon as the prompts came up. And then Phil's impression also really swayed me. But I illustrated it from, the way that all of these media companies are now. They don't want to let go of a hit thing. So this is a scene from a show called Succession 2, Still Succeeding. and you can see here's Ken, Jiv, here's Roman. See, he's sitting funny like Roman does. I forgot about Connor, so just like everyone else does. So here's Connor. And then here is Logan yelling, "Woke monsters, fuck off."
Boom.
So, there you go.
Still succeeding. Oh, yes. Absolutely, yes. Broke monsters, the Brokemon. Sam Kimbrell, you've started a revolution here. You really have done something. Did you stick with your guns, or because sometimes you zig when we think you're going to zag? So where did you land on this?
I was swayed, and I will tell you, I was swayed by one Phil Ranta disease.
You son of a
giant rack. That's a disease with a giant rack. It's really hard to.
Yeah. Is that COVID? What is it? What are we rocking there? Is that Jordan Pomaville's COVID?
It absolutely is, and of course a speedy recovery to Jordan Pomaville out there. But when your COVID is like that, you ain't going nowhere. So have fun with it, my friend. Well, even though you abandon all of us, you change all of our minds and you abandon all of us, Sam Kimbrell.
I'm just like my dad. All right.
Hey, happy Father's
Just
Day.
like Logan Roy. You
That's
abandoned
right.
everybody.
But we do have a winner here, and that winner is Broke Monsters. You broke monsters. Congrats to RM Panda 2023, still racking up them wins. Given what could also be the title to like a new Nicki Minaj song, or any one of them. She gonna stay away from the broke monsters this summer.
The sequel to I Ain't Want No Scrubs.
You know what I mean? I ain't want no scrubs.
I don't want no. How does that song go? It's been too long. I don't
That
want no
is-
scrubs.
Yes,
no
the
scrubs.
TLC song from the 90s, so you know how old we are.
Best friends ride, trying to holler at me. I
Good
don't
song.
want no scrubs.
Twitch, don't give us a copyright claim, please. Twitch.
Yes, that was parody, everybody. All right, so RM Panda 2023, you'll be receiving an unofficial, own every word NFT prize, and now we are on to round 4, which is the twofer round. You'll need 2 cards to submit. Let's take a look to see what the crew came up with for round 4. I love you, Mom. That's why I blank you this blank dinner. Be very careful. All right, let's see what the word heard submitted. I love you, Mom. That's why I tough shit you on this cigarette dinner. Wow.
What?
Wow. I love you, Mom. That's why I spoon you this jelly dinner. I love you, Mom. That's why I grab you this timely dinner. That's why I mummified you this hominid dinner. That's why I knife point you this caribou dinner. There's some complicated relationships going on with mothers in the word heard. You know what I'm saying? And that's okay. That's okay. We're not here to judge it. We're just gonna we're gonna see what happens here. Let's see. You know what? No, I'm going right to you. Okay, you influencer and then you betrayer, Sam Kimbrell. You have to jump on this first. So, man, there's a lot that jumps out at me. What jumps out at you?
Me and my mom are big Jim Jarmusch heads. We're always watching
the Jarmusch. The Jarmusch.
Oh, yeah. The
We're
down by law,
drinking coffee and smoking cigarettes. The only answer here is tough shit and cigarettes because we're sitting there and we listen to Tom Waits and then we turn on coffee and cigarettes at 2:00 in the morning.
Absolutely.
That's why I tough shit you and cigarette this dinner. Those one tough shit and cigarette. That's my choice. That's my choice.
That's just like Ghost Dog. You have a code, all right, and you're gonna follow that all the way through. Whew, Phil Ranta, what jumps out at you here?
You know, we brought up Ghost Dog, we brought up Jim Jarmusch, but I think that what we need to bring up is the 80s classic Breakfast Club. Because there's a wonderful scene where Bender's talking about his background, and he's like, on Mother's Day, I said, I love you, Mom. That's why I tough shit you this cigarette dinner. It was a banner day at the Bender household. That's just a fun thing to say, because it's like, if you really hate your mom, I'm gonna tough shit you this cigarette dinner. Oh man, what a badass household. That's how you get serial killers or stand-up comedians. There's something very nice about spoon you this jelly dinner, though. It's very British, like a British 4-year-old. It's like, Mommy, I spooned you this jelly dinner. Oh, thank you. It was nice of you for brekkie. Oh, British. Grab you this timely dinner. That's nice. It makes me think that there's a hungry man dinner. And then it's like, Mom, I grab you this timely dinner. Mummified this hominid dinner for certain moms. That's really good, because it's like, what if she's a paleontologist? Hey, I mummified you this hominid dinner. That's good to study. But if I was living up in Alaska, out in the wilderness, I'd want somebody to knife point me a caribou dinner too. So it's all good. I think the tough shit you this cigarette dinner is the best because my brain is on yo mama jokes, and that's one of them.
I like it. Yeah. Okay. So, Mike Hughes, you've heard a lot. What jumps out at you first?
Well, I like to point out, first of all, that Phil has now mentioned 2 John Hughes movies during this episode.
Yeah.
I remember Bender or something. Didn't he tape somebody's ass and he pulled their skin off? Wasn't there some part
that
of
was Emilio Estevez that did that?
Oh, Bender was what's his face? The other guy, yeah,
Judd Nelson.
Judd Nelson, yeah. Sorry. Anyway, once again, I think a lot of this comes to 2 things I've been focusing on tonight, which is getting out of your cultural frame of reference, and also finales of TV shows that happened this week. And one that, without giving any spoilers, dealt a lot with troubled relationships with parents was Ted Lasso. That is not a secret. That was a recurring theme in that show. So I think definitely you can see, like, say a Roy Kent going to his mother, tough shit. I got you a tough shit. I got you a cigarette dinner. Fuck off. They all say fuck offs on these shows, by the way. It is one character. He's going to say, another thing is, maybe your parents are getting older. And, maybe we all get to a point in our lives where we're going to need someone to spoon us a jelly dinner, because we can't chew anymore. Sorry to bring the room down, everyone.
Good.
Circle of life. The most logical one is grab you a timely dinner. When Phil said that, I said, it's very 1940s. Hey, Mom, I got you a timely dinner. It's a pork chop and a sprig of parsley. We have vegetables. A sprig of parsley. Who am I? Jack LaLanne?
I like it.
Breaking the cultural thing. I think, it's not just geographical. It's also could be temporal. In ancient Egypt, maybe a mummified hominid, to mummify a hominid dinner might have been a delicacy for Mother's Day. Maybe that's what, I don't think Cleopatra had kids, but if she did, maybe that's what she would have wanted. And of course, from Sam and his caveman people, that he alluded to earlier.
Mhm.
I'm sure they knifed many a caribou. You have to knife many a caribou. You know, they don't have a supermarket to go to. They can't get the fastest food they can make is if the caribou is running and they catch up to it, and then you can knife point the caribou. Make a caribou burger. But
You know what? All of these are very, very clear in terms of what was going on with all your logic processes. I see what's going on with each of these. I think all of you are right. Spooning the jelly, it does sound the sweetest kind of thing to do. Grab timely makes me think of a microwave. I see what you're talking about. Although I will say this, nobody's pointing out that if you knife point someone, like it sounds like knife point is a threatening gesture. Like you don't knife point anything else. Like pointing a knife is a threatening gesture. And that makes me think of some complicated. That's like if Norman Bates would say to his mother or something like that. However, that's just my humble opinion. So I'll tell you what, why don't you all write down what you think we're going to land on here. And we're going to go check in with Sam Proof and the Word Herd, because I'm seeing a lot of words over in this comment section.
All right. Soda Reap starts us off with, "This is dangerous." I mean, yes, the most dangerous NFT game show you're ever going to see right here. Also the only. Moonraven says, "Humid meat dinner would have fit perfectly in this if we wanted to just be horrible, continue to be horrible to mom." And then Moonraven follows it up with, "Canadian moms appreciate fresh caribou dinners." Fantastic. Of course they do. Spin to Turtle says, "Lamb and mint jelly, jellied and straw fed," which is both the lamb and then mom, because she has to drink that through the straw. And then before that, Spin to Turtle had said, "I mean, if you really love your mom, why wouldn't you knife point a caribou onto her plate? Dinner and a ton of leftovers for later seems like a no-brainer." I don't know. We'll see if it's a no-brainer for our panelists and if they can come to a consensus, or else that's it.
Whoa, he had that was a serious dagger right there. All right, it zigged and it zagged. But we're not going to zig and zag in our thoughts. Now, let me tell you something. I'm going to go right to you, Sam Kimbrell, because you have steady eyes right there. And I know when you have steady eyes, something serious is about to come out of there. So where did you land?
Well, you see, I didn't need to draw anything new. I found an old drawing of Scruff McGruff with a large, a giant rack. And I thought, that's Ghost Dog Detective.
Boom.
Cigarette. And then apparently at some point during one of our episodes, Scruff McGruff just goes, "Fuck, I'm depressed."
I love that episode.
Yeah, that was a great episode.
That really was. And I think that fits right in with it. "I love you, Mom. That's why I tough shit you the cigarette dinner. Now take a bite out of that cry." Wow. That's that was that the season finale of Succession?
Yes, you just spoiled every season finale. All this week, Mrs. Maisel had
just all did it. All right. Well, it's I tell you, it's hard to argue with that. But let's see if someone takes issue with it. So how about you, Phil Ranta? Where did you land on this?
I went back and found my McGruff drawing for that episode where he says, "Gruffly pull over, I shot a kid in the leg." So if you remember that episode, that was a good one. But of course, I had to go with the one that made me laugh the hardest. Tough shit. I made you a cigarette dinner. And that's a really mean kid from Jerry Springer saying, "Fuck you, Mom." The mom is so sad that she's got that prick of a son being like, "Fuck you, tough shit. I made you a cigarette dinner." And it makes he's such a mean kid. He's terrible.
It's like
Who's gonna stop these kids from going wild? Cash me outside. How about that?
It's like the last verse of Down with the Sickness. All right, it just goes to a dark place. All right, well, you know what? I still want to hear what you have to say. So, Mike Hughes, where did you land on this?
What has happened to this show?
It's been this way the whole time.
All right. When I was looking at this, I was focusing on the word love. And what? I know that's a novel concept. I know that's a novel concept. And so I actually thought of all of these answers, what would be the most loving gesture you can do? And I think to jelly the meal and then to spoon feed it.
Absolutely.
And I
Yeah.
made when Phil said Bender, my mind went not to Breakfast Club but to Futurama, and then which went to The Simpsons. So this is the Springfield retirement home. You can see it's an exact replica.
Oh, it is.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
Not
You
too
know.
much. We don't want to get, this is copyright
Right.
things going on here.
I didn't say
Animation.
it was Springfield Simpsons. It's Springfield, could be any, lots of Springfield. But yeah, I went with spoon and jelly.
Well, I'll tell you this. Moon Raven in the comments section definitely said that love is being spooned. So you have a consensus out there.
Thank
in
you.
The word heard. However, for the game, majority wins. All right. Bernie would be glad to know that we are a democracy here, and we go with what the people say. And we say, unfortunately, hey, to you, tough shit, take this cigarette dinner, because that is who our winner is. So congratulations to AF1. AF1. Wow. You brought the fire. This is something that's going to stick with me. I just want to tell somebody, tough shit. I'm gonna tough shit you.
Everyone gonna go home, curl up in their beds by themselves in a little ball tonight.
Yeah.
I
I tough shit you this cigarette dinner, you punk.
Exactly. I like that AF1 made tough shit a verb. That
well,
is
one of them is a verb.
Yeah.
I mean,
true.
Yeah.
True. Yeah. All right. Well, we have arrived. We have arrived at round 5, our golden special edition round. And like was mentioned before, what's even more special about it is that there is not just one prize on the line here. There are 3 prizes. That's right. The winner of this round will end up walking away with an unofficial NFT prize, a word wizard, and a word. So, eyes on the prize, eyes on the ball, eyes on everything, eyes on me. 1, 2, 3. Let's take a look. This one is for golden special edition cards only. Let's take a look at what our team came up with for round 5. I went to therapy because my relationship with my mom is blank. Let's see what the word heard came up with. I went to therapy because my relationship with my mom is dead as a doornail. My relationship with my mom is sensei. My relationship with my mom is birthday. My relationship with my mom is disorderly. My relationship with my mom is openly. Mike Hughes, you had a lot of heart in that. So let's start with you. You seem to be the heart of today's show. What jumps out at you first here?
Well, again, I'm going to go to the streaming TV now that I think we're at the end of Prestige TV this week. Everything is going to be reality shows and AI generated schlock from now on. So you can enjoy, but we can remember.
In this show.
Hey now.
Well, this is not none of the above. This is wit.
I'm not me.
And we also share the bleak, hopeless outlook that all good Prestige TV has. So clearly, speaking of which, I mean, clearly, Succession, the relationship with the mom is dead as a doornail. I mean, that is pretty much all the relationships with their moms. They're either in a mental hospital or they're like a non-responsive British aristocrat. If you have parental relationship, another great show that I love, Cobra Kai. I mean, Mr. Miyagi is literally dead as a doornail. So you're a sensei, that you would need to go to therapy. You lost your sensei, going back to Succession. If you saw Kendall's 40th birthday party and stuff happened, and Logan's birthday parties are always treated for opening episode. He has a medical thing. So, you need attention, you need treatment, a disorderly relationship. Maybe that's normal. I don't know. And to go back to the first question, if you have the kind of relationship like, say, Sam does, where your mother will walk in, watch you practicing sex on a blow-up doll and commend you for the effort. On the one hand, I admire that.
Yeah.
On the other hand, maybe you need to see a therapist. I don't know. So I don't want to judge. I'm just saying, I want our Sam to be good at sex. So keep trying there.
Yeah.
Practice.
Yeah,
All right.
don't worry.
I want to say that that's beautifully said, Mike Hughes, and to say that when getting your first impressions of the words, we somehow ended up on Sam Kimbrell being better at sex, which
It's something we should always work on. Really,
he's in our minds. I'm telling you, he's in our minds. We're all going to have some disturbing dreams tonight.
He's got that cute, adorable haircut now, so it's going to be kind of pleasant to have in our minds. Look how adorable he
It'll be
looks.
there. It's going to be there. I'm
So
telling you.
youthful. He
Yeah.
could be a teenager.
Clean
So
cut.
Absolutely. Phil Ranta. We got five pretty distinct ones here. Which ones are jumping out at you?
What happens in movies when somebody has a really bad relationship with their parent? They only come on their birthday and they give them a bad gift, right? Like a gift card or a $5 bill or a can of beer, and then they're like, "I'm gonna get out of here." If your relationship with your mom is only birthdays, man, you got to go to therapy for that. That would be terrible. Or if it was like the movie Problem Child and it was that birthday where they play "It's My Party, I'll Cry If I Want to." That was a bad birthday. I tend to agree. If your mom is your sensei or if you are your mom's sensei, it doesn't really make that clear. That would be a really strained relationship. I feel like the power dynamics are unfair. And it would make for a bit of a, like, how would you have a good conversation if there was a sensei relationship? But also, if your relationship's dead as a doornail, see, that one doesn't work for me as much because why go to therapy? It's dead. You can't revive it. It's dead as a doornail.
Boom.
And then openly, I don't like to have openly relationships between kids and parents. That's too much TMI, as the kids say. TM, too much infotainment. So screw that is what I'm saying. Birthday and sensei, those will screw your kids up.
Birthday and sensei. I mean, those are all therapy relatable things. Sam Kimbrell.
Well, as most people know out on the internet, my mom and I are big Richard E. Grant fans. We're big Richard E. Grant heads, right? And our favorite movie is Withnail and I. And as we've established earlier on in the episode, she's always getting titles wrong. So she's always like, "Come over to the house. Bring over that movie, Dead as a Doornail." Because she's always drunk. We're like two drunk actors, like the characters in Withnail and I, an independent film. Remember how we were doing that earlier? Now it's just rocking now.
Wow.
Dead as a Doornail. My final answer.
Wow, what a stretch.
Yeah, I mean, hey now. Well, I'll tell you what. This definitely is one where it's baked my noodle. I don't know where all your noodles are in terms of where the oven has baked them, but write down your final answer. This one is for all the marbles in the sack, and we are going to go to Sam Proof and the Word Herd and see if they can give you just any final influence here.
I don't think they can. Spin to Turtle starts it off and says a bi-weekly game show. That would be great. Because right now it's, it's not. And Moonraven says, because no WGA violations here tonight. Actually, fun fact, Sam Kimbrell's entire spiel is ChatGPT. So yeah, skirting the line on that one. Moonraven says, question is, does Sam bring his doll to therapy? To which Spin to Turtle actually answered for us. Thank you, Spin to Turtle. It says, you have to have somewhere to show them where you were hurt. So yeah. And the doll just watches and Sam's just like, oh.
Apparently Sam likes being watched. So I think we learned that about Sam tonight. So,
Spin Turtle wraps this all up with, how is ventriloquism a sexual act? Listen, my friend, there is nothing hotter than the disembodied voice escaping a giant grinning toothy mouth. So get your priorities right.
Or a jalapeno on a stick.
Yes.
And let's see who you cut our consensus.
I mean, I'll tell you this, Spender Turtle, don't ask anyone else that, because listen, if you got a lesser form of comedian here, especially if it was a ventriloquist, that just opens you up to, is how is ventriloquism a sexual act? They just say, come sit on my lap and I'll show you. All right.
whoa!
Hey.
Especially if you're in one of the shows with a Jeff Dunham type. I'm just telling you from experience. All right. I'm telling you from experience. It's not a pretty sight. Anyway, moving along from the things that I'll need therapy on, let's check in and get a consensus with our panelists here. So, Mike Hughes, we started with you. We're going to start with you again. Where did you land? Who do you think should get this prize?
First off, fun fact, Candace Bergen's dad was a famous ventriloquist, a radio ventriloquist, which is kind of weird when you think about it.
Just took his word for it.
Yeah. And but she actually had a weird sort of inferiority thing to the dummy, and she called her bio Knock Wood. Get it? Also, wood, dummy, ventriloquist, sexual act. Okay, we'll leave it at that.
Knocking the wood around.
So, Succession 2 Still Succeeding was such a big hit that they've already greenlit Succession 3 Logan Fights the Russian. And they've expanded the cast. You can see here's Logan. All right. Here is Ken. Here's a needle because Ken does drugs. Here's Shiv. Here's Shiv's fetus. Tom and Shiv's baby. Here is Roman sitting weird again. This is Jerry, the quasi sex figure that he has a fixation on. Connor once again shut out. Here is Connor's mother in the mental institution. You can see the straitjackets on her. This is Caroline. That's the other kid's mother. And here's her British castle. And what is Logan saying? Dead as a doornail. Fuck off.
Boom. Woo. I like that. I like that one sheet on the third season of hang on to that, man.
I will
hang on to that.
Mr. T can appear in the whole Succession world is just going to get expanded.
That's right. And the whole tagline could be it's I don't know, in business you got to pity the fool.
See? See?
Boom. Right there. All right. So dead as a doornail is what we're getting from Mike.
AI.
Phil Ranta, you've heard one answer. What answer did you come up with?
I'm excited in the next episode for Mike Hughes to do this, but with The Wire, where it's just like an hour of him being like, and that's McNulty, and that's Bunk, and that's just going through 800 characters.
But doesn't The Wire kind of reset itself?
Omar, it's just a very characterful show.
Yeah.
I went a slightly different direction. I still think that the thing that would send you to therapy the most is birthday. The mom, there's my mom in a tube top again going, here's the sig, and that's the kids with the birthday hats going on like, I only see her once a year. I'm gonna go to therapy someday. My name is Phil Ranta.
Yeah, that's origin story right there. That is origin story for the tough shit. I cigarette you there. That's
how I became the Incredible Sulk.
Ooh.
Oh,
you won't like me when I'm pouty.
I'm always pouty. That's my secret.
Oh man! All right. Sam Proof says this got dark, but you know what? I think that we're finding some light. So let's go to our shining beacon of light here, the one who always puts a good spin on it, Sam Kimbrell.
I chose birthday, and I drew a cake with a big fat rat. And a big fat dog.
what has happened to this show? Now there are penis drawings on the show.
Oh, I wish I could tell you that was new. I wish I could tell you that was new.
What, you haven't been tuning in, Mike Hughes? These are callbacks on callbacks on callbacks going on here.
We had when I was doing this, we had a cultured show. We would talk about art and classical music. It was like Frasier with NFTs.
Are you kidding me?
Frasier with a big old rack.
We have been talking about Jim Jarmusch films and Richard E. Grant. There's some culture in here, but you know what? Sam Kimbrell, do not explain that. I don't want you to explain that answer. I think it speaks for itself.
Well, we know Sam is going to get lots of practice knowing how to use that. So
that is a cake with a little something for everybody, and definitely when you go to the therapist and draw that cake, dollar signs involuntarily appear in the therapist's eyes, and that's when they say, "This is my book. This is my book right here." Oh boy, but we do have a winner. And that winner is therapy, ladies and gentlemen. The latest birthday.
See, we are.
Congrats. Art 5 to 12. All right. Super congrats to you at Art 5 to 12 because you are taking home the official, unofficial NFT prize. The Word Wizard. And you get a word. Boom.
boom.
Damn.
Disperse your winnings to the other 99% or keep them for yourself and just shine and stunt your way through the summer because that's how you are starting out June. Big congrats to you and everybody here. That's our show, everybody. Thank you so much for watching Own Every Word, the game show. Before we go, let's get a little bit of salutations and tell the people where they can find you, Mike Hughes.
You can find me on all the socials at Hughster1, HUGHSTER1. And if you're in any film festivals, there's a movie I executive produced called Unicorn Boy, which is currently on the festival circuit, which just won Best Feature Film at the Mammoth Lakes Film Festival this past weekend. It's the second time we won that award. So it's a really good film, animated. It was at Slam Dance this year, so look for it.
Unicorn Boy, everybody. You heard it here. All right, Phil Ranta, where can the people find you?
I'm on all socials at Phil Ranta. I'm also at Own Every Word. You can, I'm dropping into the Discord and I'm everywhere, man. But to let you know, you have to go to the online game show. There's the link to it in the Discord. You can play this game all the time and send people to vote for your words and win Word Wizards through that. So make sure to check it out. Go to the Discord and check out the online version of this game. It's good.
Please do it, everybody. Don't miss out on the fun. Sam Kimbrell, where can the people find you?
You can find me in therapy. I'm always there with my blow-up doll, talking about Jim Jarmusch, Richard E. Grant, Succession, what else did we... Ted Lasso, and Scruff McGruff.
Absolutely. Well, I tell you what, thank you all for watching.
Find him on OnlyFans. You can watch him practice his technique.
He doesn't even take
Is that your
donations.
OnlyFans face?
Sam, if those are the moves you make, you better get more practice in, buddy.
Yeah. No. You have no idea. And the money just drops.
You get him to stop.
Oh, ladies and gentlemen.
That is a lockable video that they have on OnlyFans. Get rid of it.
Oh,
I shot a kid in the leg.
Oh, fuck, I'm depressed. Well, thank you all for watching. This is where we are. We're never on the rail, so I can't even say that we're going off. Listen, while you're tolerating this lunacy, I want you to make sure to find us at crypto.com/NFT to follow all of the drops. If you want to play along, do what Phil Ranta said. Go to the site, check out our game. There'll be drops coming out. Don't miss any news that's coming out about the show. We want to see you again. Make sure you never miss an episode, so subscribe to our Twitch at twitch.tv/owneveryword. And thank you very much, everyone. This has been fun. Good night.
Keep killing it, nerd herd. I mean, word herd. Anyway, bye now.